We are in a fight. I'm here in the Goog, the athletic complex for Notre Dame football, in front of the statue of the Four Horsemen. These four players, under the direction of Knute Rockne, carried Notre Dame to its first ever national championship in 1924, beginning what would become Notre Dame's position as one of the most successful and storied college football programs in the country. Notre Dame's rise to prominence, though, was a fight. Up until the early 1900s, Notre Dame's athletic teams were known as the Catholics, or the Ramblers. The origin behind Notre Dame's current nickname, the Fighting Irish, is debatable. Some claim that it came from irate opposing fans, others that it was part of a player's halftime pep talk, while a few credit a newspaper reporter with coining the title. Regardless of the exact origin, the association between being Catholic and Irish was laden with negative stereotypes, bigotry, and oppression. Father Charles Carey, a Holy Cross priest, eloquently spoke about the history of our university's mascot in a religious bulletin on the eve of St. Patrick's Day in 1953. Father Carey writes, "Fighting Irish, it's more than a name, more than a people. It is the faith. In narrow, little New England, it began as a slur, a term of opprobrium. But we took it up and made it a badge of honor, a symbol of fidelity and courage to everyone who suffers from discrimination, to everyone who has an uphill fight for the elemental decencies and the basic Christian principles woven into the texture of our nation. Preserving this tradition and this meaning of Irish at Notre Dame does honor to every one of us." Father Carey continues, "Tomorrow on St. Patrick's Day, you can take this one lesson from the Irish. They were never so poor in all their wanderings and sufferings that they bartered their faith for the comforts of this life. They had little to take with them wherever they went, but the faith was always the most precious of their paltry possessions. Their spirit has made it easier for you to practice your faith here in America today. May the Fighting Irish always be with us." Even our university's current mascot, the leprechaun, was modeled after racist cartoons that depicted the Irish and Catholics as apes. But like the Holy Cross of Jesus, the nickname of Our Lady's University, and the iteration of its mascot are transformed symbols of pride, unity, and hope. What were intended to be messages of inferiority and oppression now at the University of Notre Dame stand for an unwavering spirit, a fight to make God known, loved, and served.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are the Fighting Irish.
Our university gained respect and national notoriety through the athletic efforts of people like the Four Horsemen, Knute Rockne and Moose Krause, but also academically through the work of Fathers Zahm and Newland, and the legendary progress achieved by the late former president of the university, Father Ted Hesburgh. Infused with the spirit of the university's founder, Father Edward Sorin, Notre Dame truly was and is a force for good in our world. We are the Fighting Irish, and we are in a fight. As Catholic educators, those holy men and women that came before us and built the foundation for Catholic education in our world faced bitter hatred, violence, unjust laws, and oppression, all aimed at removing Catholic schools from our country. The pioneers in Catholic education in America had to fight to preserve our faith and maintain the existence of Catholic schools. Catholic immigrants in America wanted to ensure that the education offered by common or public schools upheld church teaching. And when it didn't, bishops, priests, religious sisters, and parents fought for the right to establish schools that would pass on the Catholic faith to their children. As such, bishops mandated that all churches have Catholic schools and that all Catholic families send their children there. The church vehemently encouraged heroic support from parents and parishioners. As schools were built, curriculum was designed, and the tenets of Catholic education were developed. You'll continue to explore the history of Catholic schools in America as you read through this opening section. You'll notice that some battles have lingered into our current times almost 2 centuries later. Others were fought for and won, allowing us to enjoy some rights and freedoms as Catholic educators that our forerunners did not. Make no mistake, our ancestors in Catholic education were in a fight, and this fight continues today. May we, the Fighting Irish, embody the zeal of our university's founder, and may this spirit, this fight, enliven our hearts and elevate our minds for the work set out before us. We are fighting to make God known, loved, and served. We are fighting to educate children and young people through the inspiration of our Catholic faith. We are fighting to get our students to and through college. We are fighting to get our students into heaven. We are fighting to change the world. We are the Fighting Irish.